Hello, everybody. Welcome to the review. It is 12:15 a.m. Came out of theater not too long ago after watching Lisa Frankenstein, directed by Zelda Williams, the daughter of the late great Robin Williams. It was also a screenplay written by Diablo Cody. As per usual, be spoiler free, and if you like the content of my channel, hit the subscribe button below and spread the word to your friends and family. The story of Frankenstein has always been a unique favorite of mine. I've always enjoyed the cinematic adaptations and, of course, the story written by Mary Shelley. Diablo Cody put a unique, quirky, twisted, humorous perspective on this initial concept, allowing you to more or less understand the symbiotic relationship that, the monster, the corpse, is in terms of the relationship that's established with the character Lisa Swallows, played by Catherine Newton. The film stars Catherine Newton and Cole Sprouse. Upon watching the trailer, my initial reaction was meh, even though there was curiosity simply because once I saw the name Zelda Williams, I thought, man, that's a really odd name. I wonder if that's Robin Williams' daughter. And sure enough, that's what really gave me a sense of intrigue and being intrigued by when I saw the poster. But the trailer, it was just one of those, considering that it's coming out in the month of February, and January, February are always considered to be the dump months when it comes to cinema. But I do love Robin Williams. He was a remarkable, legendary talent. His daughter, directorial debut. Let me go ahead and give this a try. Uh, this film really did surprise me with the quality and the writing of Diablo Cody. Let me go ahead and state from the initial onset, Diablo Cody's dialect, her style of writing, isn't necessarily readily accessible for the masses. She has a very dry, quirky, awkward, odd sense of comedic timing that is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. It's not to say that they won't get it. It's just when it comes to her style of humor, it's not going to be for everyone's consumption. And once again, it's not a reflection upon the audience themselves. It's just her type of her type of characterizations when it comes to dialect isn't going to be something that everybody is going to initially embrace. The film is a story about this character named Lisa Swallows, which is a very odd name. After experiencing a traumatic experience, she is socially awkward, the outcast within her household with her stepsister and her family. And lo and behold, she comes into contact with this aristocrat from the 1800s. Slowly but surely, they begin to bond because he begins to feel some sense of being able to relate to her as being the outcast. And what I found impressive about this film in general was you could tell that Zelda Williams was very, very, very influenced by the cinematography of Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice. It has a very Tim Burton-esque type of feel to it. And it's set within the 80s, and me being an 80s baby, remembering a lot of these songs, I could not help but enjoy the period piece direction that Zelda Williams took with this particular storyline. When it comes to the acting, Catherine Newton and Cole Sprouse has an amazing, amazing chemistry with one another. It is, and I have to say, the highlight personally for me is Cole Sprouse. The fact that he was able to convey such an amazing performance with having little to no dialogue. I mean, his performance is solely focused on his facial expressions, adapting to the environment around him as the monster, and you have him communicating with Lisa Swallows, and that type of acting where they both are feeding off one another, but yet the performances are so stylistically and drastically different from one another. You simply found yourself gravitating to both characters because you can't help but feel sympathy for Lisa Swallows and have that same amount of sentiment for the monster. When it comes to, as I said, the humor, there's a lot of funny moments within this film. I will say this is so dry and awkward and perfectly timed and impeccably written that you simply find yourself within that atmosphere of the aura of the 80s, if you will. And once again, Diablo Cody's writing isn't going to be for everybody. It's very hard to really, from my perspective, uh, explain just exactly how her writer. I guess the best way to put it, if you took Monty Python and combined it with, say, some humor from some very, very, very dry humor from, say, our modern society of comedy, and blended in together with some teenage angst. That's exactly what Diablo Cody's writing it reflects. And it was wonderful. I really did enjoy this film. I was very surprised. I loved just the different type of style that Zelda Williams brought with her directorial debut. And there were two things about the film that I didn't like, and they were so minor that while it didn't detract from my personal enjoyment of it, the overall presentation, I felt it would have easily been the perfect film if these two little minor details were focused on, because I do enjoy the element of the fish out of water. And overall, this film was very, very, very impressive. I love the cinematography with the colors, the color scheme, and how, again, very vibrant. It reminded me a lot of Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, and even Heathers. And you could tell Zelda Williams was very inspired by those films. And those are remarkable films, and just overall, those are classics. So anyone who hasn't watched Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, or Heathers, you're missing out. Definitely go watch those films. But when it comes to, Lisa Frankenstein, just a wonderful, combination of humor, emotionality, and given that it's PG-13, that was another reason why I was apprehensive. But the PG-13 really gave me a sense of how surprisingly violent it was for that rating. It's pretty bloody at times, but I simply cannot sing enough praises for this film. I'm gonna go ahead and give this an 8 out of 10. Just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful cinematic experience for me. I do recommend it. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about it if you have watched it. And when you get a chance, please visit me on my Discord and leave a comment on my Facebook page. That is my review of Lisa Frankenstein. I hope you all enjoyed it. Be on the lookout for the Bob Marley biopic review that will be out next week. Take care and peace out.